Hello YouTube, my name's John and today I'm playing Doom 64 EX. Or I guess some people will just call it Doom 64X, but I'm gonna call it Doom 64 EX because I am weird. So anyway, what is Doom 64 EX? Well, it is a fan-made PC port of Doom 64, the Nintendo 64 version of Doom that came out in, I want to say 1997? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 1997. But yeah, so if you ever wanted to play Doom 64 with a mouse and keyboard like good old classic Doom, well, here it is, finally. I think this originally came out in 2008, but he's been periodically, or the team, I should say, has been periodically updating it as time's gone on, but, so yeah, I mean, and when I say it's a PC port, I mean, it is quite literally, it's not just like a fan recreation, it is pretty much exactly Doom 64, in all of its glory. But because it is on the PC this time, they've added a bunch of other features that are usually optional. Because, I mean, you can still play it the classic way if you really want to. But they've added things like video settings, all these different types of video settings, also specifically being able to change the resolution, which is always nice. Customizing your controls, of course. I think you can also use a gamepad, so if you want to play it kind of classic style with a controller, I think you can do it that way. Also, a lot of gameplay changes if you want. Like, I disabled auto-aim, as you can see here. You can also enable jumping, which was not in the original game. Things like that. I mean, I think there's some other stuff in here as you go around. So yeah, it's just a much more customizable version of Doom 64 since it is on the PC now, and they have, you know, the ability to add that kind of stuff in. Very notably is networking, so you can actually play Doom 64 online with your friends. I think they've even added co-op mode spots, like co-op spawn points on the maps, so you can actually play Doom 64 co-op mode, which is pretty awesome. I think there's also deathmatch. I'm not entirely certain, but there's definitely a lot of settings here that you can do. But anyway, so yeah, there's just a whole bunch of features, and it's just the greatest version of Doom 64 there is, in my opinion. Now, I should mention, before I get started with this, in order to actually play this on your PC, you do need the Doom 64 ROM, which basically is illegal to have in most countries, I'm pretty sure. But nevertheless, that's how it works. So, and no, I am not going to put a link to where to get the ROM. You're on your own as far as that's concerned. But I will put a link in where to get the rest of the stuff you need. But yeah, so find the ROM yourself, and you're good to go. And I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, let's just go ahead and get started, and let's stop this demo. This demo really wants to play for some reason. Anyway, so you probably guessed at this point, I'm doing a Let's Play of this. I'm going to do it on the Watch Me Die difficulty, because there really isn't a nightmare mode in Doom 64, so this is the hardest difficulty we can get without it being too completely ridiculous and overpowered. So yeah, I'm going to be playing Doom 64 EX on the Watch Me Die difficulty. So here we go. And here we are. I mean, look at this. Look, I'm looking around. Look, that's what the ceiling looks like. Anyway, let's just go ahead and... Yep. But yeah, I have always loved this game. When it came out on the N64, I thought this was fantastic. I really think it's underrated, or at least it definitely was back then. I mean, you have to understand, it was, you know, it was on the N64, and we already had games like Mario 64, and even Turok, I think it was already out by this point. So people were already kind of like, okay, where's the 3D models, man? I don't want to play a 2D shooter, 2.5D, whatever you want to call it. So I think it just wasn't really appreciated when it came out, but I think in recent years, especially in the Doom community, people have really grown to appreciate this game. I think it's fantastic what they did. I always saw this as the true sequel to Doom 2. And not to say I don't like the actual Doom 3 that's out now. That came out like, what, 10 years ago now? But, I don't know, that was more of, to me, just a retelling of Doom's story in a more fancy engine. And I love that game too, but I always thought this was the, proper sequel to Doom 2. And I really love it for that. I mean, look, there's plenty of enhancements as far as the engine's concerned, and just, you know, there's a new weapon, there's at least one new enemy, one new boss. So, I don't know, it's enough to be an actual sequel, so. And the music, that music, it gets so creepy later on in all the right ways. I think it was made by Aubrey Hodge. I don't know if that's his exact name, but he did a fantastic job. I mean, it's just, that's what really, I think, sets this game apart from the other Doom games. It's just, I mean, I think the PlayStation version also had similar music, but just that music combined with all this new stuff, I mean, just, this is a very different Doom, and I love it for that. So yeah, I've always been a huge fan of this game. And now that I can play it on PC with my mouse and keyboard, fuck yeah. It's basically the best way I can summarize my feelings about that. Yes. And before you write in the comments, yes, I do know that there is a secret exit in this level, but I'm not going to be getting to it at this point. I will get to it later. However, I am going to get to the secret levels that are scattered throughout the rest of the game, because they all have the demon artifacts, which makes the final boss fight a lot easier to deal with. And also it enhances the brand new weapon that's in Doom 64, the, what is it even called? I mean, people call it different things. People call it the alien laser, the demon laser, the unmaker, the alien laser, I don't know. It has random names, but I tend to just call it the demon laser. But yes, I'll be going over how to get to that secret exit, probably at the end of the playthrough, but you'll be seeing me get to the other secret levels, because I want those artifacts. So those are very handy to have. Now let's use the chainsaw. Okay. I just loved, like, the whole design. I mean, look at I just love the lighting, and just, oh, and also there's this whole thing where some of these panels here, at least in the space base section of the game, where you can press on this panel and then, like, look at a camera. I always thought that was cool. I mean, just, I loved this game. I mean, I think most people who like Doom like this game as well, for the most part. I mean, look at this room. That's freaking awesome looking. But yeah, I mean, this is a game I think, yeah, Turok the Dinosaur Hunter was definitely out by this point, so yeah, people just kind of were like, you know, polygons, man, I want polygons, what the hell is this? And such was the times. Like these days, you know, we've been having a big resurgence on indie games that don't have high-res graphics, and I just think now people appreciate this kind of stuff more. But anyway, I'm kind of getting ranty and political here. Getting into pop culture analysis here. Anyway, let me just make sure I've gotten everything I can around here. I got that soul sphere. We have some pretty good armor. I think we're doing pretty good. I don't know if there's any other ammo around here. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and exit. Yeah, how many bullets? Well, we have full bullets. Pretty much full shotgun shells, too, so alright. And look, they even included the weird bleeding effect when you finish a level. And the password system. I forgot to mention that earlier. You can still save your game if you want, but you can also still use the password system. So, again, it's just, you know, everything that you remember about Doom 64 is still here, but there's a lot of other stuff as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next level, which is called the Terraformer. Alright, later.